we've heard that you're quite the chirper on the field.
Who told you that?
Who told you that? I want to chirp.
Why don't you like paying fines?
I don't know. I just hate spending that I don't want to spend on. Sorry, guys. I've just got to pull Hughesy out because she's going to the Matildas camp, so she can't train today.
Did everyone lose it?
Everyone just lost it.
Yeah.
Gave it a bit of head like
this.
Sorry. Hang on. Cut that out. Cut it out.
Welcome to Talking Bullship. This week, our guest host is Laura Hughes, or Hughesy as she goes by.
Thanks for
for
having
joining
me.
us.
Oh, absolute pleasure, mate. Do you prefer Hughesy or you prefer Laura? Are we going like the business account today or are we doing cash?
Yeah, I'll probably just stick with Hughesy. That's what I
Hughesy?
always respond to. Although my mum always says, I gave you such a beautiful name and all they do is call you Hughesy. So, but yeah, that's what I always go by.
Do you have a middle name?
Emily.
Emily.
Yeah.
Laura Emily. It is a nice name.
Thank you.
Hughesy.
Yeah.
Sounds like you
Is
drink heaps
there-
of beers at a pub.
Ever any confusion with Dave Hughes? Like when someone yells out Hughesy, does anyone ever turn around and go, oh, Dave Hughes must be here?
No, but I actually saw him on a plane coming back from Central Coast, our last away trip.
Yeah.
And I walked past him and Bubs introduced us. And
then
it was really funny.
what did you say? You like,
Well, I actually don't really know him, to be honest.
well,
Oh,
what
you don't
would
know
you?
from-
who, you don't know who Dave Hughes is.
I've seen him before, but I didn't actually know much about him.
Okay.
I'm from Canberra, so I live in a little bubble.
We're going to get to that
We're
later,
gonna get to
actually.
that,
yeah,
yeah.
I want to
We're
keep going on
definitely-
fame. Who's the most famous person you've ever met?
Good question.
Ever met?
Yeah.
Like you got to actually speak to them.
Yeah.
How else would you meet them?
Well,
You
I
can-
saw Gordon Ramsay at a restaurant once.
Wow.
Yeah,
What restaurant?
it was in Iceland.
Okay.
We're
I
also
was-
going to get to Iceland
We're also
too.
coming back to
Let's not
Iceland as
jump
well.
the shark. Let's not jump the
Far
shark.
out.
Sorry,
You just like
sorry.
burned out two big hits.
But I
early.
didn't actually meet him, but that was probably.
Really? What was
We're
the
gonna-
restaurant?
Oh, I couldn't remember what it was called, but it was expensive.
I'll bet it was.
So expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
But I had my housemates that I lived with, were obsessed with it. So we went way too much.
All right.
Oh,
we-
you went way too much.
Yeah.
We're
way
going to
too
go from, we're going to get to Canberra.
Okay.
We're going to get to Iceland.
Hughesy like a full professional on this. Just like seeding things in.
We're
that
trying to
people are
bury
like,
the lead at the
Oh,
moment.
man. Wow. We're getting back to Gordon Ramsay. That's not even the most exciting thing.
So the most famous person you've met, or the most famous? So Gordon would be the most famous person
So
you've
I've
ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh, I actually.
Do you like famous people? Are you like, wow, I just
Yeah, you know some people are famous
Nah.
people?
yeah.
Yeah, honestly, I don't really I mean, when I was younger, when I'd go to rugby league games or
Okay.
soccer games or something, but
Are you a big
apart
fan
from
of the milk?
athletes,
You like the milk?
the milk.
Canberra Raiders?
Oh, I'm not a big milk drinker, to be honest.
Okay.
But I don't really like Raiders either.
Yeah, okay.
Because my dad's from Parramatta,
Okay.
Sydney, so we're technically Parramatta fans.
Okay.
But I haven't watched in years. When I was supporting them,
Hughesy
They're
trying not
wooden
to get kicked
spooners.
out of Canberra.
Yeah.
I don't support anyone. No, it's fine. I don't support them, but I don't support anyone else as well. It's fine.
yeah, exactly.
It's fine. It's
But
fine. It's fine.
when I was supporting Parramatta, they were wooden spooners. So
Okay. Hence, now you don't follow
now I don't
rugby
really
at
follow
all.
it, to be honest. But I think they're doing all right now. I don't know.
Okay.
Fine.
What about any Matildas? You would have seen some famous Matildas.
Yeah, but when you're playing against them or playing with them or whatever, it's you
Doesn't
don't really
count.
see them as
You just see them as people.
yeah.
they're just elite
Most famous
athletes.
person, Michelle Heyman.
Okay.
Michelle Heyman. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, she's huge. So
She's basically the Prime Minister of Canberra.
pretty much.
Got a
pretty much.
key?
She
Does she have the
runs.
key?
Yeah, absolutely. She runs that whole city.
Yeah.
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 Is there a mayor of Canberra? Let's get into Canberra. So
Okay, we'll go to
born and
Canberra.
raised Canberra. Are you a proud Canberran?
Yes, I am.
okay.
Everyone that comes to Canberra always say I don't know what you do here, it's so boring and stuff, but I can see the good in Canberra.
How many times have you been to Questacon?
Too many.
Great. Nice.
Way too many. But
Do you get in free to Questacon as
you're-
a Canberra local, with a Canberra?
Yeah.
we have a little badge or something.
Yeah, or a driver's
Just show-
license.
Yeah, driver's license that shows that you're from there.
Like your driver's license. I saw you've got your Canberra driver's
Oh,
license in the back of your phone.
yeah, that's
Can we have a
because-
look?
Yeah, can I see that?
Yeah.
We will hide
It's-
the numbers, obviously.
Everyone says why it's got a flower on
It's
it.
yellow.
It's yellow, yeah.
It's got a one of the flowers that you put in your hair when you
Yeah.
go on holidays. What's
Oh.
it called? Frangipani.
Oh wow. You know your flowers.
That kind of looks like a frangipani.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
yellow. That's really thrown me.
Yeah.
to aggressively insult the people of Canberra, it looks like a year 6 child has designed the driver's license on like
Yeah.
Microsoft Paint.
Yeah, it looks like a school ID.
Yeah.
It
Like
does
a-
actually, to be
it
fair.
looks like a
And
school
that's your
ID.
official Canberra driver's license.
That's, yep.
So, sell Canberra to us
Yeah.
in 3 words.
Board of Tourism. In the building, Hughesy's Board of Tourism.
Okay, 3 words. Well, I've got like points,
Too
but
many words already.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I'm
there's too
joking.
many words. Yeah,
No, go, go.
Roundabouts.
Okay, there's a lot of
Parliament House.
roundabouts. Parliament House, yeah. Okay, no traffic.
Yeah.
That
Okay,
is
that's
bang
point
on.
number
Which,
1.
since
bang on.
I moved here, I probably spend like triple the amount of time in the
Yeah.
car than I did when I lived in Canberra.
Yeah, it's because there's places to go here. Yep.
Exactly, no, that's true. But
And people.
But yeah, like anywhere you want to go is within, it's 20 minutes or less. Although as they're starting to expand it a bit more and it's getting to that half an hour, which
Okay.
is not ideal.
Make you
but
feel uncomfortable.
a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Although since living here now, 40 minutes is like
Standard.
good. That's standard.
When you're in Canberra, does anyone ever ask, how long does it take to get to Benithan or
Yeah.
Tuggeranong?
Yeah.
Or
Have a look at Adam
you know
flexing
you're-
some Canberra. Ask him about Canberra. Ask him something about Canberra.
Do you know some stuff about Canberra?
no, my uncle just used to live in Benithan, and I know it was near Tuggeranong,
Yep.
and then my cousin played cricket for Western Creek. So
Oh my
like,
God, no way. That's my side of
I know.
Canberra. I'm actually near Tuggeranong.
Are you?
Yeah, a place called Canberra.
I like that you looked at me, Hughesy. I've got no idea what you guys are talking about. But I felt into it. Thanks, mate.
Just want you to feel
Fyshwick's
involved.
where people used to buy fireworks and pornography.
Yes. Oh my God, that's hilarious because my dad
Loves pornography.
No, sorry, hang on.
Huge loves fireworks and
Cut it out. He was like, they have like obviously the sex shop, but you would buy the fireworks there. So
Okay.
whenever there would be like something my dad needed fireworks for, he'd go to their like the sex shop and there'd be like parents lined up and they had to take their kids with them and they're like don't look. Don't look.
So did you go to the Fyshwick sex shop with your dad?
I can't remember.
Okay, good
Based on
answer.
stories, possibly.
I can't
Very
recall.
good answer.
Feels like a
Very
politician.
good answer.
I do not wish to
That's-
incriminate. I plead the 5th.
They teach those answers in Canberra.
Yes.
Which are like, here's
Well
how to
done.
answer a question without answering anything.
Politician
You're
answering
like,
a
I
question
don't know.
there.
That may have happened or may
Yeah.
not have happened. It's hard to say. What were we talking about? Yeah.
We're talking about Fyshwick.
And
Yeah,
the
Fyshwick,
summer
yeah,
nats. Are you a
Fyshwick.
big fan of the summer nats?
Oh, that's like cars and stuff.
Yeah.
And
isn't it?
Floriade.
I
that?
love Floriade. Floriade's
What is
lovely.
Floriade?
It's like a flower festival sort of thing.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
It's like the
Canberra does
Chelsea
have-
Garden Show in England, but Canberra style.
Yeah.
So what?
Smaller.
Plastic.
Tiny. You do
Yeah.
it in, you can walk around it in 10 minutes and then you're out.
So your 3 selling points are Fyshwick,
Fyshwick. There's
no traffic.
Is it
No
still
traffic.
Fireworks are okay in Canberra?
I think so, yeah. We used to have this festival called Skyfire. And that was
Brilliant. I know exactly where this is going. It's like, let's just blow heaps of stuff up.
like pretty much.
And that was
pretty
it?
much. That was it, yeah.
Yeah, you'd
You
get
just-
like big fireworks called the kaboom and stuff like that,
yeah,
I'm sure.
Yeah, you just like, you bring a picnic blanket,
Mm.
some food for your family, and then everyone waits to a certain point and they let off some
Couple of
shit-
Roman,
shit ton
Roman
of
candles.
fireworks. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
If you were going to name a firework, what would you call it? You know, because they're called like Roman candles or like,
Are they? I didn't know that.
yeah, there's one, and they're
I'll
the
call
ones that
mine.
you shoot each
I'd
other.
call mine the Big Dipper,
The Big Dipper's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a great
Oh,
name.
that's good.
and it would be sold exclusively at the Fyshwick.
The Big Dipper. Absolutely would be.
Sex shop at Fyshwick.
I would call mine, what's it called when like a sun, like,
Sunset.
The eclipse. Or...
the eclipse.
Oh, wait, is that
eclipse
the
nice.
moon?
The death of a star.
Oh.
There's a name.
Supernova.
There you go. Boom. I would call it the supernova. That's what I would
They're
call
two
my
really hard things to follow.
No, you
since
got
I've
it.
got nothing
I
in my
believe in
head.
you.
While you think about that, what's your
Okay.
favourite ride at Questacon?
My favourite ride?
Hmm.
Well, it used to be this like simulation. Like you get in this like little truck and it's like it moves around. There's like a screen. It's like you're on a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
That one was fun, but they got rid of it.
Too many people vomiting, I'd imagine.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
One of those like they used to have them at the show all the time.
For those who haven't been to Questacon, it is the place that it's like Science Works, and every 12-year-old kid goes to Canberra on their school excursion, and you go there for a bit of interactive science. The only ride that quote unquote ride, installation that I remember, the two were the one that you fall from, the big drop. You have to
Yes,
get in like a
yes.
suit.
Yeah,
And the other
that one's
one
fun.
was the guillotine
The
or guillotine.
guillotine.
And you stick your head in there and it whooshes a bit of air on the back of your neck.
You know, I actually never could do it because when I was in school, there was like a rumour going around that a kid, like, because
Got his head chopped off.
got his head chopped off.
Awesome,
So
rumour.
I'm staring at it going, nah, there's no way I'm putting my head under
That is a great school rumour too.
Yeah, yeah.
As in the air pressure was so powerful that it just lopped the head off.
Well, because there was an actual like
Yeah, there would have been a blade up there.
I just thought like it broke through something and
makes
just
sense.
chopped the kid's head right off. So
Yeah, that's a rumour
there's
I would
never,
believe.
yeah, I know, but there's never a name attached. No school, there's nothing. It's just a kid got their heads.
Do you ever think about that? That like how good the rumour mill was for schools? Because like every school in Canberra would know
Yeah,
about the kid who got his head chopped off at Questacon.
exactly.
But no one like had social media. Like no one's like posting
No
it.
one actually met or knew him.
Or knew the guy. Wow.
There was never a GoFundMe.
Yeah, there was never a GoFundMe, but everybody knew about it.
And no one saw it too.
Yeah.
You'd think someone would see it.
But there were rumours like that around our area.
Oh, absolutely.
I can't say them on podcasts. Probably a bit. Oh, I mean, depends. If we're talking fish market, what are we talking?
Fyshwick.
Fyshwick. We're
It's
talking
not fish
Fyshwick
market.
stores.
Different place, fish market
We're
to
talking
Fyshwick.
Fyshwick stores. I can probably tell you the rumours, but I'm not going to. Anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
Anything else for Canberra? Anything else you want to pump up with Canberra?
Greatest nights of my life. The nightlife.
It's
Moose
beautiful.
Heads.
Yeah.
Mooseheads.
Mooseheads.
Mooseheads
right?
is the nightclub in Canberra.
Yeah.
One nightclub in Canberra?
Well, there's a few, but the good thing is, like, you go out here, it's like, I've got to get an Uber here. How many people are going to fit in the Uber? You got to plan, like,
How long
where
is
you're
it going to
going.
take Canberra? 15 minutes.
Exactly. You walk everywhere.
Okay.
You
Is it
walk
all on
everywhere.
one street?
Pretty much. Like, there would be the odd, like, there's the 80s club that's really fun. That's a little longer. But, like, the clubs are all in one area and pretty much the bars are in one area.
Isn't it funny that like an area like Canberra can do that without any like international news about like coward punching and like late night events or anything?
Yeah.
But like Sydney had that and then they had to cancel it all because everyone got too rowdy. But Canberra,
Yeah.
they're like,
Canberra.
hey, we're having fun,
We're
but
sensible.
not too much fun. Relax.
Yeah.
Do
exactly.
people get drunk and go swimming in Lake Burley Griffin?
I've never seen it, but I can imagine it has happened.
Can you swim in Lake Burley Griffin just as like a basic rule? Or is it you don't
Well, I
want
mean,
to
it's a
Nah.
body of
dirty?
water, so like
I guess
logistically
so,
you probably
but-
could.
I don't think so. I've kayaked on it.
Have
Right.
you?
It's lovely there, yeah. But yeah, I probably wouldn't swim in it. I don't know, just something feels off. You definitely wouldn't swim in Tuggeranong Lake.
You wouldn't?
Nah.
Okay.
Tigers.
That's where you
People-
hide. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where, yeah.
That's
hide
where
body.
That's where you're going to hide the heads of
Yeah.
students who've lost them at Questacon.
In the
Exactly.
guillotine.
Yeah.
Or I would just see the odd like trolley just get dumped
Okay.
in there. So
Yeah, that's true.
And then people fish there though. But I'm like,
Hmm.
if you wouldn't swim in it, why would you eat a fish that's come out of it?
Hmm.
You know? So
Yeah, that's
No
weird.
fish in Fyshwick though.
No fish.
But you also
Oh,
probably wouldn't eat some of the things that come out of Fyshwick either.
well, true. You don't want to put your mouth there. That's for sure.
actually the Fyshwick markets are lovely.
Are they?
Yeah, they are lovely.
There you go. You get all kinds of interesting.
You
fare.
sound like eventually when your footballing career is done that you're ready to move back to Canberra and Canberra is home.
Oh, I've always thought about that. I guess it depends where, because like at the moment it's just my parents there because I've got family everywhere. So I guess if they left, I don't know if I would go back, but I do like, it'd be a nice place to raise a family because
Love
my
that.
friend Carly's from there too. And we always talk about it would be nice to go back
to
there.
raise a family.
Yeah.
Well, mate, you liked it so much you did leave and then you went back because you were at Canberra and then you went to Iceland
Yes.
and then you
yes.
went back to
And
Canberra.
I went back to Canberra.
But
yeah.
now that we're on to Iceland,
we're on to Iceland.
Talk us through Iceland.
Gordon
Like-
Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay, yes. That happened a little later. I was there for about 6 months. I just went over. I joined. So I pretty much finished with Canberra. It was when there was like 12 games in
Yep.
one season. And then you could play in other leagues and still come back and play in the W League.
Did you like that arrangement, like that setup, because you get to go away, or do you
Yeah.
prefer it now with the 24?
I think I prefer it now because it just seems a bit more professional how you've got your full league and then you get that off-season period and then you start again with another club, like with your same club or whatever club you go to. I think until we were never going to compete with other leagues until they made it home and away because we pretty much just got internationals that would just come here for a holiday, whereas now it's like more long-term.
Yeah.
So I definitely think it's better now, but I do see the benefit of being able to like go overseas, play, because it worked out with like Scandinavia and America. The other leagues are a bit harder, but I could see you could go play, have a stint somewhere and then still come back and you haven't left, say, the club that you want to stay at. But yeah, so I went over there for 6 months. I think I actually went over there in 2020 during COVID. So that was really
Quiet
crazy.
times.
I know. But yeah, so I went over there for work essentially. And I had a good 6 months there. I joined a team. They were called Stott Reykjavik. So I was like right in the heart of
the guts of it.
Reykjavik. Yeah, it was sick.
Did you love it?
I loved it. It was
Yeah.
like the best experience of my life.
What
Like,
was the weirdest thing you ate in Iceland?
Oh, it was this. They eat like, it's like beef jerky, but it's shark.
Oh.
So it's dried shark, and it tastes
Not nice.
awful. I took one bit. Nah, it's too salty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
And-
out
Because
of
that's how
the
they
ocean.
preserve it, right?
Yeah,
It's also out of the ocean.
Yeah, just
So it's
like
already salty.
yeah.
True.
And I love seafood, but that just wasn't it.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't eat that.
Did you go the Golden Triangle? Did you drive the Golden Triangle? Is that what it's called? Golden Triangle? Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I mean, I'm just going full tourist mode here.
Yeah, well, I'm not.
Goldfoss Waterfall.
I have been there. I
Tick.
went there. Yeah.
And then there's a geyser.
yes.
There's one of the
yes.
geysers.
Yep. I went there.
And then there's...
So yes, we did the triangle.
Yeah, we
We
did the
did.
triangle.
We
And then
did.
there's something else. There's maybe a beach.
Yeah. It's like
Black
all
Sand
black
Beach.
sand. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Game
So
of
I did do
Thrones
that.
was filmed at Iceland.
You know what's crazy? So after the season finished before I flew home, I did a little trip with a couple of my teammates. And we did like a full circle of the country. And we went to the cave that Jon Snow
Sick.
lost his virginity.
Did you pull your knife on me in the night, Jon Snow?
I did not think that was going to be the other half of that
Yeah,
sentence. That was
You
so
know
good.
that girl? Oh, she was
Egret. Not Egret.
Yeah.
Was
The
it?
wildling. She's
Yeah,
red
the
hair,
wildling,
and they're
yeah.
actually a couple in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah.
They're married in real life.
Yeah, there
Egret,
was
her
this
name was.
like, it was like a cave and it's like a hot spring as well. It's like, it was,
Were you more impressed at the cave or the fact that you saw Jon Snow, the place that Jon Snow lost his virginity in?
I can't weigh them up. They're
Six
both
one,
were pretty
half a
sick.
dozen.
Both
What
were
was
pretty
happening for
sick.
him?
Yeah. How many small Icelandic horses did you see?
Oh, I actually, maybe one. I
patted one?
Yeah, I patted one.
And did you see the Northern Lights?
I did, yes.
And how were they?
They were sick.
Yeah.
It was actually really unexpected because I just like, sometimes they come and then you expect to see them, they don't, they're not there. So there was this just one night, we just spotted something in the sky and it was like really faint. And then we ended up getting into our car and like driving to where some people, one of my teammates was Icelandic, knew somewhere to go. And there was like people everywhere. And yeah, we saw it. It was sick.
Was your teammate a bit bored of them because she's from Iceland? And she's like, yeah.
Well, she had to do everything because she had to show us the whole experience.
That's so funny.
Because, yeah, we just had one teammate that really took us around and stuff because I lived with, there was me and 3 Americans.
And are you playing in an Icelandic comp or are you playing in a Scandinavian comp?
No,
That's a
it's,
very ignorant question, I know.
No, it's strictly Icelandic.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah. So they have like, there was probably like 16, 17 games in one season. The club I signed for, they had just got promoted from the second league. And historically they had been promoted before, but
They just go
go
up,
back
down, up,
up,
down,
down,
up,
up, down,
down.
yeah. So they really wanted to stay in it this season. That season I was there.
Enter the Hughes.
Exactly. And to me,
And how'd you go?
we came 5th, which was their highest ever placing.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool.
I love that.
So having lived in both, the population of Iceland is 393,349. The population of Canberra is 456,844. Canberra is bigger than Iceland.
Yeah.
Which is better? And how do they
Both
compare?
very cold.
Both very cold,
Both
but I'm
snow?
good with the cold. I prefer the
Yeah,
cold.
okay.
Well, I feel like
Both very remote.
very remote, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easy to get everywhere though.
Yeah, actually, although they drive on the right side of the road. I wasn't about that.
I
That
mean,
threw
those
me off a
Canberra
little bit.
people, you never know what they're up to over there, right?
I know that's,
Yeah.
Lot of
Canberra drivers
roundabouts.
aren't the best. Well, I feel like I need to change my Victorian number plate because I just feel like people see my Canberra number plate and like
Yeah, they're
I
like,
just
"Oh, here we
jerks on the
bloody
road
go."
to me.
All
Oh,
Canberra
okay.
number plates start with the letter.
Why?
Did you know
Do
that, Simon?
they?
Every Canberra
I
number
actually
plate
didn't know that,
starts
but I
with
just
Y.
know mine
Is that
starts
because
with Y.
the licenses are yellow? Is that why?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, that'd be pretty cool, actually.
Here's a fun fact about Iceland. But it's not. Before we get back to Adam's question, my mum used to live in Iceland in
Really?
like 1974 4.
Yeah.
She lived in Iceland. This is where she lived. And I'm going to show you, Hughesy, because you will appreciate how random this is. She used to live over here, Frothlundor.
I actually don't know if I...
Would have ever gone there.
Yeah, I don't think I went there, to be honest.
Why was your mum there in the 70s?
Yeah. Traveling?
Because, she was just traveling and then just was like, oh, I really like staying in Europe. I might stay a little bit longer. That was it. That's where she stayed. She worked in a fish, like a fish warehouse.
Because I imagine everybody works in fish.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
So she would work there and then would just pretty much get drunk all the time.
That's
and then
sick.
would like go and work and then there you go. Another fun fact, she smuggled Levi's jeans into Russia too. That's the fun thing about my mum.
No
when she was
way.
travelling, yeah.
Well,
There
you
go.
know what? I reckon that's the best way to travel. Like my dad always says,
Smuggling stuff across borders.
It's pretty sick,
Absolutely, yeah.
But just like, you know, when you like book to go stay to Europe and you look at like what's the best things to do in this place or this place and stay here and do this. But like the best way of traveling is like living there and seeing like the everyday life
Mm-hmm.
of what you would do if you lived there. Like it's just like
Agreed.
a cool way to travel where you can just stay in one spot and actually,
Yep,
live
totally
through
agree.
all those
Which
little
is
moments.
like one of the cool things. Do you wish you did? Because, I mean, as a professional athlete, you're somewhat restricted to the seasons at which you can travel.
Yeah.
And you've also got to travel and stay fit and be ready.
Yeah.
Is that something that like ever crosses your mind with like, oh, maybe I'll try to find a team like, I don't know, somewhere in Iceland because I want to go there? Like, is that?
Yeah, I think a big part of, and I've learned this as I've gotten older, that where you play your best football and you get the most out of yourself is when you're enjoying where you are outside of football too. So I definitely think it comes into play, like thinking where you're going to be, if you're going to enjoy it, and then the football kind of like comes with that.
Do you play your best football when you are most chirpy? Because we've heard that you're quite the chirper on the field.
Who told you that?
No, we wouldn't tell anybody.
We don't reveal our
You're not
sources.
gonna-
No,
fair
no.
enough.
No.
Yeah, I think so.
Who told you that? I want to chirp them.
What do you chirp? What's your go-to? Or is it just...
Are you volume or are you like wit? or are you
it's-
like volume, like loud? Or
It's
volume
probably a
and
mix of both. I find when I'm like, it's more like it's a mix of like encouragement of what my teammates are doing,
Yep.
and instructing what to do, how we like, you know, where we're gonna press here or step
Bit of
step there.
logistic
Bit
stuff.
of logistic stuff.
Yep.
Bit of complimenting the ref because you got to stay in the good books.
Do
So,
you
like,
really?
Give
What do
them a
you...
little.
So you guys say good call, ref?
Absolutely, yeah. When it's my way. If it's not my way, I'm like, what are you doing? Like, open your eyes. But you've
I'm an impartial judge. I've told you good times. Like 6 other times and now you're saying this.
But I think the best way is the wittiness on the pitch, like not taking things too personally or seriously.
Yep.
Because I feel like the best thing is when someone, especially from the other team, is getting mad and you're laughing at them.
Yes.
That's what I just think, because like, what are they going to say? You know, when you can always like laugh at someone getting mad because it's like they've lost it. They've lost their head. So for me, I feel like, especially getting into the other team's head a little bit is
Is it
definitely
easier to
fun.
get into another team's head when you're undefeated?
Yeah, I reckon. It's probably.
It's been a good year for the Chirp this year. It's been a
Although-
good year for the Chirp.
It's really hard, I think, and I learned this last season when we were also doing pretty well, is like every team wants to knock you off that perch. So it's like they kind of rise there or raise
They're
their...
playing their best game
They're playing their
against
best
you.
game, right?
Yeah.
So that's always really tough because I think our style of play is like pretty football. We like to keep the ball and stuff like that. So when I was playing for Canberra and playing against Melbourne City, you just want to kick the out of them and like disrupt that, because that's the only way you can disrupt a nice playing team. So I guess last season I learned a lot with teams just trying to get in your face and trying to disrupt that that good football, and I would take that personally. So then I guess this season learning that I've got to be just as mean as them.
Yeah, you
Almost meaner, because they're trying. I kind of like take a bit of anger into it that they're trying to take something off me. So I don't want them to have it. So
I love
Is
that.
there,
play
is
with
there
a bit
one...
of anger.
So
is
do
there
you take it
one-
more personally or no?
I wouldn't say more
Because
personally.
I feel like you were just like, I used to take it really personally when they'd be, but now I just get angry at them all
well,
the
like
time.
it's like angry where I'm still in control, but it's not like if they're getting in my face, I don't cower away.
Yeah,
I think that's
You
what I
stand
did a
your
lot
ground.
last season. This season's more about standing your ground.
Yeah.
Is there one
love that.
moment?
Yeah.
Is there a moment from the season that you can think of or recall where someone came at you and you went back at them, or
Ooh,
just one great chirp you had throughout the year?
good chirp. I do. We play against a rugby player. She plays for Newcastle, and she does the most disgusting tackles. So I guess ripping into her when she's also probably double my height and everything, it looked hilarious on film because she could just push me and I'd go flying.
It looks like an Avengers movie.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, okay.
But
What choice words are you able to reveal on the podcast? What you said?
Ooh.
it's a lot of swear words. It's a lot of
Nice.
swear words. To be
Yeah.
honest.
So when you went with the wit thing, you were like, nah.
Yeah,
Not
well,
enough for her.
there's a mix of like if someone does something like a bad tackle or something, that's when I'll get more angry.
Yep.
And then if it's someone coming at me first, then it's a laugh.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Like you're a bit of a, come on, mate.
Yeah, like.
Are you going to learn any other languages for the Champions League? Or for the
Well, whenever we go somewhere,
That
we
would
always
be-
learn like hello and.
Oh, I more meant that you're about
for
to
the chirp,
because
yeah.
you're about to play the Red Angels, who
Oh.
are from Korea,
So you're going to learn
in the
any
Champions
Korean.
League.
Imagine you just like bust out some flawless Korean.
Yeah.
And
That
they're
would be
like,
pretty good.
What?
Yeah, that would be good, but I just feel like if someone is like their English wasn't their strongest suit and they try and swear at me in English or have a go at me, I would probably laugh at them. So I wonder if
But
I
then
start
you'll
speaking.
throw them off their game.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually probably a good tip. Maybe
And
I'll.
keep it super cash. Like you
Yeah.
only have to learn like 3 things.
Yeah, that's true.
Like what can we learn, Adam?
Go with nice tackle, you loser.
All right.
You suck.
Yeah.
To Korea.
What about this? We've got just a simple "you suck."
너 형편없어.
That was
That's still
even
pretty
hard.
long to be
That
fair.
is quite long for "you suck."
Yeah. And you know that like translation stuff.
It's always a bit dodgy.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
like you suck probably isn't an insult in Korean. It would be something like you're a
Yeah.
dishwasher. You know when you see those ones? They're like really good when it's like you call people whatever.
Well, I learned some good like a how do you say bitch in Icelandic?
Brilliant.
Nice.
Is teak.
Teak.
So it's so easy.
That's nice and quick.
yeah, yeah.
Take that.
Teak, yeah.
Take that. Call someone from Korea.
Oh,
Teak.
this is the Korean version.
암캐.
Amke.
Care.
Amke.
Imagine you
That's
call them.
Amke.
Imagine you just running around calling everyone.
Amke.
Amke.
Cool. That's good.
There
That's
you go.
good for
Just
the
keep
brand.
that one in the back.
That's
Yeah,
good
I
for
might
the
remember
brand,
that.
mate.
Yeah.
That's very good for the
Yeah,
brand.
come on.
Do you know fun fact about China? Only one time zone in all of China.
Oh,
Yeah.
That makes things so much easier. That's good.
Well, not if it's dark and it's 3 o'clock
Yeah.
in the
So it'll
afternoon.
be dark
Oh,
in
so it
some
wouldn't-
parts of
Yeah.
China.
China is massive.
Oh yeah, that actually is. Would be
But
to be
very
honest.
good to set your watch. I do
yeah,
agree.
Yeah, to
I
set
do
your
agree.
watch, it's easy, but
Yeah.
So we've ticked. You've played at Canberra. You've played at Iceland. You've played at Melbourne City. You've also played for the Matildas.
oh,
Sick.
Was it cool?
Tell us
It
about the
was
phone call or the text message or the email.
Yeah, how
how were
does
you
that happen?
informed? How were you informed?
it was actually really funny because they just played a game like the day before at Amy Park, and the next one was going to be in Geelong, and I actually went to that game in Amy Park
Just to watch as a
Yeah,
spectator?
because we had Leah, Briley, Carly. We had a few girls, and I know a few of the girls from like Canberra and stuff that were in there. So I just went to support, and then pretty much we started training here, and Michael just came over and he was like, "Sorry guys, I've just got to pull Hughesy out because she's going to the Matildas camp, so she can't train today."
Did everyone lose it?
And everyone just lost it. And
Yeah.
I thought he was joking because I was like, what a random way to announce. Because I did not expect it at all. And then everyone just got around me and it was pretty sick.
That is
And
pretty
then how
sick.
about the moment that you found out that you were like that it was all happening? So you go into the camp, you're like, cool. Or was it the moment you go in the camp, you're like, I'm in.
Well, it kind of didn't really hit me because it was like first Michael told me and pulls me out and then goes, it was actually really funny. They were like, they're going to call you. And I was like, perfect. They're like, go get your phone, take your boots off, everything. And so then I was just like watching training, waiting for my phone. And people kept coming over going, aren't you going to go? Like, what are you still doing here? I'm like, well, I haven't got a call yet. Like, I don't know where to go. Like, do I go home? Do I
I'm
pack?
so excited to
I was
go.
like, oh my God. And then
I don't know where to go is such a great line.
Literally.
Like,
And
I'm
then-
ready to go. I don't know where.
and then I eventually got a text and then
What did the text say?
just said hi. I think it was her name was Gina. It was the Matildas team manager.
Awesome.
Just keen to have a call with you about coming into camp or something like that. And then they pretty much called like our physio to just check physically if I'm all good. And they pretty much just said, oh, so is she training? And was like, oh, no, we pulled out of training because they're like, well, she's not going to make our session. So she's got to train today. So then I had to re-warm up, put my boots back on, and then I joined in at the end of training. And then everyone was like, I thought you were going. I was like, oh my God, this was just so dramatic. I was like, they pulled me out of training early and I've got to actually train. I'm not going to make their session, but then I'm going to go later. And then that afternoon I was literally in their team meeting talking about the previous game that I was watching as a spectator for the next game. So
You're like, I saw that.
yeah, I
I
saw
saw that.
Do you get to pick your Matilda's number? So you're number 38. Do you get to pick 38? Is that part of the conversation with Gina?
No, I just got given
Well,
whatever.
like take this and you're like, oh,
You're
I
like,
want
I
this
like
number.
20, and they go, 20 is a bit tough to get.
Yeah, 20, be busy.
Like 14. I really like 14. That's my number here. But that's taken, obviously.
So oh, yeah, that's a shame. What do you think about the number 38?
Do you now want to keep it, or you like, I want to progress to 40? I want to.
Let's get me down.
Yeah,
let's
I
get
don't
me
know.
down the
I've
list.
never really been too fixated on like numbers because like when I was younger, it's like everyone would fight over number 10 because like
Of course, all the greats.
all the
Yeah,
greats
yeah.
have number 10. And I just like hate arguing or like fighting over things. So I just would like, oh, just give me whatever. So I've had like a range of different numbers in my whole career. So I've never really been tied to a number. But I like 14 here because I got to pick my number here and it was out of 14 and then a few others. And I'm a Liverpool fan.
Nice.
And Jordan Henderson's like a really massive favourite player of mine. And he was number 14 at Liverpool and he was like the best captain ever. So
And
I was
then he
like,
left you high and dry.
yeah, pretty much. Although it's not as bad as Trent.
I was going to say, how do you feel about Trent AlexanderArnold?
Oh,
Are you sad? Are you angry? What's your overriding emotion about this boyhood Liverpool player for the last 20 years since he was a child who's now leaving for the cash in Spain? How do you feel?
I don't know. I feel like I don't really feel too much because I know me as a player when I make decisions that's best for my career. It's not anyone else's, opinion. So I guess for him, like it sucks that we're losing him and he's a great player and he was he's part of the history. But at the end of the day, if that's where he thinks he needs to go, then that's where he needs to go. Because I guess a football career in hindsight is so short. So it's like, if that's where you need to go, I'm not
Surely
bothered.
he's given enough.
He's given a lot. I
Could
was
have been
really,
the Stevie G though.
I know, but I mean, I was more upset at seeing people boo him in the last match because I'm just like, yeah, you can feel a certain way, but you can't discredit everything he's done, And like Steven Gerrard made his decision, and you never know where it could have taken him if he left, but you don't know what he could have achieved if he had left. So.
So if Real Madrid came to you and offered you $100 million to leave City, would you leave?
$100 million, right?
$100 million in the email
$100
game.
million.
Bloody hell, yeah, not bad.
Jesus, that is crazy.
And I guess I kind of resonate with it because, like, Canberra, for me, I grew up watching Michelle Heyman, a couple of my favourite players, Sally Shippard and Caitlin Munoz, playing for Canberra United, and I wanted to follow in their footsteps. So playing for Canberra was a really big deal for me because I came up through the academy, and for me to leave them, I thought I was going to spend my whole career there, and I wanted to because I loved the club.
And I love the free Questacon passes that you
Exactly. But at the end of the day, you've got
City
to...
offered heaps of cash, so it is what it is, eh?
It
is what it is, So now I'm just sleeping pretty and flying first class.
Yeah,
See you
not
later,
bad.
Canberra.
But I think I made the decision to, boost my career because I thought this was where I needed to be.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're playing for the Matildas. So
And now
that
look
counts
where,
as
so
well. Yeah.
I think it was a good decision for me. So.
How do you feel about the new coach, Joe Montemurro? I don't know. I know. I'm not.
I actually don't really know Montemurro.
Montemurro?
It's, I've
I've always seen it written, and I've only ever heard him called Joe,
Yeah.
and so I've always just guessed his last name.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
It's like every time I read Harry Potter, Hermione was Hermie 1 for pretty much my whole life until the movies
I
came out. I was
prefer
like,
that
great,
name. That
this is
sounds
good.
better.
We're on.
Hermie
Hermie
1.
1.
Yeah.
Hermie 1. I'm like, that's weird. But I guess,
she's the daughter of Obi-Wan.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Similar vibes, though. Helps the chosen one on a quest, all this kind of stuff.
So are you happy to have Joe as the new Matildas coach?
I mean, I've heard amazing things about him. So, and I think Matilda's you look at the Socceroos, they replaced their coach in 24 hours, 48 hours. And for the Matildas, it's been months. So I think they, need to make that decision and they need to get them back on track because I think the last few months especially, they've kind of just been playing tournaments without any real guidance.
So Joe, if you're watching, just get the
over.
38 in.
Yeah.
Hughesy.
Had enough of
38.
Leon.
I also love that your Matildas experience is essentially, look, granted you did a lot more work to qualify my statement.
Takes a lifetime to be an
However,
overnight success.
You essentially just got picked out of the crowd, which is like every sports fan's dream. That's why
Yeah.
they wear the uniform. They're like, maybe they'll need me today.
Literally.
And they were like, we actually need you.
That's it. There was an Australian cricketer, Luke Pommersbash.
Really?
Pommersback from He was literally in the crowd of a T20 game when Australia were playing, and a couple of injuries happened, and he went home and got his stuff and went and played for Australia.
Kidding.
Yeah,
That's
That's dope.
not as cool as Hughesy's story.
Yeah, that's cool as mine. But that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
that is pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I think it just shows you just need the right opportunity and it can happen like that.
Absolutely.
We speak of opportunity. We're just looking at perusing some A-League stats, Symon, and we saw that you have, I don't know whether you know, the 9th most completed passes in the entire A-League this season. Did you know you were in the top 10?
I did not know that.
Congrats, mate.
Thank you.
1,120 completed passes.
That's
a
a
lot.
lot of passes.
It's a lot of passes.
It's a
My
lot
poor
of
body.
touch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is a lot.
Yeah.
You feel like there are games when you touch the ball heaps and you're like, geez, I did a bit today.
Yeah.
And can you tell when it's happening?
Yeah, I definitely can. And there's some games I go, I just feel so useless right now. Sometimes the midfield is the tightest thing ever and there's no space. And then sometimes I'm like, bloody hell.
Yeah.
So average across the season with 24 games, it's 46 and 2/3 passes per game completed.
Liver poisoning.
It's 480 passes behind Stotty, who led.
No one's catching
How
it, to be
many?
fair.
Stotty had 1,692 and Taylor Otto in second at 1,570.
Yeah. I mean,
And then,
Those two just like to pass to each other.
exactly.
Yeah,
that's a bit
that's
of
what I'm
wax in the
getting,
back.
right? That's
They
what
were
I'm
let's
getting.
pump each other's stats up for the
Yeah,
season.
absolutely.
And meanwhile, you're doing all the hard yards.
Yeah, I'm trying to make an option for them. And
You're trying to
they're like,
get-
nah,
yeah,
just keep
which
it.
is why the days that you're like, I feel like I never touch it. It's like, yeah, because they're getting
Yeah.
an extra 200,
Double
300.
passes, yeah.
But top 10, congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
Thank you. I didn't
Did
know
you
that.
feel like top 10? Did you feel like you had a top 10 completed passes type season?
I mean, I was happy that I actually got on the score sheet a few more times
Yep.
because I feel like I've just been that player that's just I just can never score. I never get in the right opportunity. But yeah, I was happy with scoring a few more goals this season, to be honest.
Did you set goals like that for the start of the season? Obviously, the team had a brilliant season, right? Not to be overshadowed by, recent results, but the season as a whole was really, really impressive. Is that probably came from maybe not nowhere, but you couldn't have possibly imagined that you'd be undefeated the whole year.
Yeah, no, honestly, that's not really a goal you really think about because it's you can be the best team in the league and you can dominate a full game and still lose. So I guess I never really thought about an undefeated season, to be honest. It was just taking each game as it came. But I mean, I feel like I set goals long term, but I don't like to set, I've got to score this many goals a season, this many assists, because I feel like when you get wrapped up in the stats, you forget about other stuff that builds up to that rather than just the end result.
Process.
Yeah.
When you look
process.
back on your celebrations of your goals, are you happy with your celebrations? Do you think you need to work on your celebrations? It's a big bugbear of Simon's mind that we need to get better at celebrations.
Yeah, I agree.
You look back and you're like,
I agree.
Because I feel like,
I know exactly where this is going, and I also agree.
I feel like whenever most of us score, we sort of just flap around with our hands in the air going
Do nothing.
"Woo!"
You guys do nothing.
Yeah. But then I also find some celebrations just a bit,
Be cringe.
just a bit cringe. Yeah, like the phone call one.
Who are they calling?
Exactly.
do you think
No one's on the other end.
We've asked this previously. We asked it to Letitia McKenna.
Yeah. Oh, she needs to work on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is her.
Oh, mate, be careful.
Yeah,
Be
glass
careful because
houses.
we're about to show a video here.
Oh, no.
Mate.
Do you think a goal song would help if you could pick your goal song, and so when you score, your song gets reverberating around
would
the
be
stadium?
sick.
What's your goal song?
My goal song. Well,
So you score, it's like Hughes comes into from 40 yards out, free kick, bang, puts it in the top corner, and off she goes.
to be honest, I listen to this song before every game. Beat It by Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Really?
I get that going.
That's-
yeah.
Mate,
That's a tune.
can you give us some feedback on your celebration here?
Okay.
Well, the deflected clearance, they're not out of danger. Here's Hughes, and it's in! Brilliant goal! Laura Hughes from distance puts Melbourne City in front.
Nothing.
I feel like, what is wrong with that?
You did nothing.
I just sort of trotted off.
Kicks like a scorcher from outside the box and then just runs away.
Gave it a bit of head like,
Like this. Oh,
To be fair,
easy.
I feel
Easy.
like I like everyone chasing me.
okay.
So there was one I scored against Wellington where Holly tried to grab me as soon as I scored, but I pushed her
Gave her
away
the
and then
shrug.
made everyone run to the corner.
Yeah,
So
nice.
I don't mind. I like running to the corner, but yeah, I don't know. I just
Who's got the best Sally on the team?
ooh celebration. Let's put Letitia down.
Yeah, like
Let's
that.
put her
Yeah,
down.
that's fair.
Holly doesn't. I feel like Holly doesn't really celebrate. To be honest, she just sort
I
of.
mean,
just
when you
walks
score
back.
that much, it's like...
It's just like
Boring.
clockwork for
Yeah.
her.
Right, oh,
Yeah.
another one.
Yeah.
Another one.
Who else is this? Taylor's pretty funny. She just goes mental.
Yeah.
She's a good one.
We need work.
But
Well,
yeah,
yeah, when you
I
score
feel
a
like
good
when I look,
celebration
no one
coach
has
down there.
a distinct actual
signature. Yeah.
signature celebration. You know,
But everyone who's watching now
Yeah.
will know.
Yeah.
That if you do something other than just kind of run to the
Run
corner,
around.
it's like we
dedicated to this podcast.
know.
Yeah.
This show.
Okay,
This
Yeah.
show.
we can
Yeah.
make that work.
Our
Yeah.
show.
I got to score first, which is the hardest part, and then
That's easy, mate. Don't worry about it. Just
Yeah,
kick
I
a goal. How hard is it? The
Yeah.
goal's massive.
Oh, I reckon like
Yeah,
a
that's
the
true.
goal's
that-
tiny, the goal's massive.
Yeah,
just put
that's
in
true.
there.
You're right.
firework celebration. Like,
Oh. What could be like a Questacon one? Oh, you could do like
the guillotine.
you could put you could rest your head
We'd
on
love
someone's
that.
leg.
Yeah,
and then someone comes in and
goes,
chops you like, you like this.
can you
good
can you
one.
promise?
All right, done.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do
We're
it.
gonna do beheading as the celebration.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like it.
All
This
right.
is very, very good.
And now we're going to move to our final segment.
yes.
Before we close out our talking bullshit today. Actually, we've got to wind it all the way back because we haven't asked you. We ask every guest if they can explain the City Crest to us. Can you explain the City Crest and what each item on there means to us, please?
That is a very hard question. We actually, Yana got us to do something where we actually had to draw it without looking at it.
That's
and
good.
I could not draw it. I had no idea there were animals on it. Is that crazy?
Okay, so you don't know what they mean at all.
No, I don't actually, to be
All
honest.
right, we'll get to the bottom of it
Yeah.
eventually.
Good
We will
stuff.
get to the bottom of it. Hey,
So no one's been able to answer it.
No one has
No.
any idea.
no one has it. But you know,
the best we've
you
had
know
is-
upstairs there's all the explanations. Have you seen those?
Oh, like little writing on the wall and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
The best we've
Check it
had
out.
is, I think Andy Naboo said it's the sheep for the farming, the cows for the farming, the
I think this was
whales
us,
for the
then.
farming, and also the ships carry all the animals for the farming. Yeah.
Yeah, there's all a lot of farming
pretty
stuff.
good, yeah.
Closest we've got.
Yeah.
So
But
we're
as
going to
we,
move to the presser.
Yeah, so we do wrap up the show. It is time to wrap up the show, sadly. You know, we could go on forever. You're welcome back anytime, by the way.
Awesome.
With the presser. You know, you're now a representative of Talking Bullshit and you're going to get some questions.
Okay.
You know, they're going to be like press conference type questions. We've got to make sure that you're media ready.
Yeah.
So we like to, you know, put your feet to the fire, expose you to some tough questions in the presser. Now, we don't want any
nervous.
we need some good answers here.
Okay.
Not the straight laces, no like, oh, credit to the girls. We need the real answers here.
Okay.
This is the presser.
All right. Why don't you like paying fines?
Why don't I like paying fines? Well, I don't know. I just hate spending that I don't want to spend on.
Because we have heard that you are quite the fine accumulator and not so much the fine payer.
Is that
Well,
true? Confirm
You know
or
what?
deny?
Everyone says that I'm so stingy, but they don't remember the times when I'll, shout them something or I'll do something nice. They only remember when I'm like, I'm not paying that,
Okay.
When
was the last time you didn't pay for something?
Well, to be fair, there was this really moment. Why did I get a fine? Oh, I got a fine because I was, this is how stupid our fines are, right?
This is great.
So for the Asian Champions League, the quarterfinal, we trained at Amy Park the day before, and the Taiwanese team, they trained before us, and then they got off the pitch, and then we come on, and you're only allowed like an hour or something, and it's very strict. Like both teams have the exact amount of time to prepare. And I come out, and everyone's waiting on like the sideline, like not on the pitch, and I was like, oh, weird. So I just walk over, and I take 1 foot on the other side of the line, and Stotty goes, Hughesy, you're not allowed to get on there. Like people are watching to make sure we're not on the field yet because it's not our time. And I went, oh, sorry. And guess who goes and blabs that to Holly? Everyone goes, oh, yeah, you stepped on the pitch.
So you started the clock early on the training session?
Yeah. I didn't know. No one told me. And it was 1 foot, and it was $30.
And have you paid your fine?
I did. It went up for some reason because I didn't. So Holly comes round with her little PayPal machine, and
She has a square?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, right. She comes down and she goes, do you want to pay today
Cash or card?
on this, or it's cash tomorrow? And I went, oh, well, it charges you more.
Yeah, you got to pay the fees.
You got to pay the fees. So I was like, no, I'll just pay cash tomorrow. She went, perfect. So then she left, and then the next day, who carries cash now? I certainly don't.
Oh, no,
so
so you
I
forgot
walk
your
in, she
fine.
goes, where's your cash? And I went, I didn't bring cash. Can I just pay with that little machine? Because technically it's still not late.
Interest.
No,
Nah.
it goes up. And I was
Interest.
like, are you freaking serious? So then it went up to like $50.
Oh, my. The interest is almost as much. This
Yeah,
is
it was
Cost of
ridiculous.
living at Melbourne City.
Right. And then I was like, oh, screw this. I'll just pay on the machine because I'm sick of, I don't want it to go up if I don't pay for cash. And I'm
charge the
just
fee on
about to
50.
pay. No one around has cash to help me out. I hear the little sound that's paid, and TJ comes out and goes, oh, what do you need? I've got some cash. And I went, everyone just lost it at me, like hilarious. I was like, great.
From that story, you also sound like every team that does fines that I've come across also has like a bit of a fines, like we can just like lob a fine onto her.
Right, yeah, it's so unfair. It's not like, because like we've all been pretty good. Like everyone, we don't have anyone that is always late or this and that. So it comes to this point of the season where Holly goes,
The funds are a little low.
We
We've
need
got
to
really
ramp it
recoup
up.
some
That's
cash.
why, that's why the interest rate went to like 66% in 24 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
literally. So that's why she starts being a little more picky on things and that. So then, yeah, like the coaches get slammed if they're late. It's like, I think Michael owed like over $100 at one point.
Cop that.
Cop that
from the coach.
Yeah.
Cop that.
Well, you've done well in the presser. That's really our only
Yes.
question.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, pretty easy.
Laura Hughes, thank you for talking bullshit with us.
Ah, it was great.
Thanks,
you.
Hughesy.
Thanks for having me.